T20 cricket, just beating Stuart Broad by 18 months or so. What a 3 months Rehan Ahmed's had. And pulled away nicely for 4. Milan off the mark.
Well, early signs would suggest this pitch has just got a little bit more pace and bounce than the one in Chattergram, where England came unstuck after a reasonable start. They came unstuck in the second half of the innings when the ball got a bit older and the bowlers started to take a little pace off the ball and bowl their cutters and then against the spin. But I'd say at the moment this looks a very decent surface.
Good bounce. Yeah, looks a different surface from a couple of days ago. 10 for none after 1. Change in batting lineup. It's a slightly longer batting lineup for England on the right there. We don't know where Rehan Ahmed will bat. He may well come in after Sam Curran, more of an all-rounder, but why Buttler moving down? Well,
Buttler may think to himself, where is England's weak point, given that we're a little short on batting. We've only got a 13-man squad. We can't bolster our batting lineup. So they're very strong at the top, Salt, Milan, Duckett, and maybe he's saying to himself, I'll just, as the best player in the side, slot myself in the middle where we struggled the other day and where we look a bit thinner to try and bolster that middle order.
There is the debutant, Rehan Ahmed. Mustafa Rahman with the new ball. '80 matches now in his T20 international career. Very experienced T20 player in franchise and international cricket. Left armour with a lot of variations. Edged, but there's only one slip. And the outfield and the boundary comes. Outfield's quick.
Yeah, it was interesting listening to Alan Donald before the game in conversation with Dominic Cork talking about Mustafiza. And he feels that he's a bowler who's got almost too carried away with his change of pace towards the end of an innings, and in particular in 50-over cricket, that he should stick with his initial game plan for a little bit longer, look to take wickets with the new ball.
Decent crowd in already. Chattergram the other day, it built up gradually after about 10 overs. It was a virtual sellout. Earlier they've gone in today. It's very hot out there, 34 degrees. Not much shade to protect you. Swing and a miss.
How do you know it's 34 degrees?
While you were waffling on with Ollie Pope, a graphic came up for playing conditions and it said 34 degrees. It's never cool there.
No, and there's no shade. I remember that much from Dhaka for the crowd. Just low slung stands with not much shade or cover. Testing to watch a full day's test cricket for sure, a bit easier for a day-night T20.
Nothing swinging back into the right-hander yet from Mustafiza. He goes across, that's why that slips, waiting for the outside edge. Key for the too much room. Who was it? Craig Kieswetter famously in that World Cup final in Barbados charged down the pitch and couldn't reach the left armour going across him. Corky telling us how to bowl.
He liked to bouncer, did Dom, and he looked as though he was telling everybody there to bang it in halfway down.
There's a man who liked a bouncer. Alan Donald, the bowling coach, spoke well on interview to Dominic Cork about the change of mindset. They're trying to be a more aggressive side with bat and ball. Shape again. Well fielded. They fielded pretty well in the first game. There were a couple of drop chances, one in particular, Shakib dropping Butler. But Hatha Singh, their coach, wants them to be the best fielding side in Asia, and they're a younger side. They'll try and set the tone in the field. Up and over and down to third man. Milan will keep the strike. 2 overs gone, 16 for none.
Looking back at old camera phones, I'd look really dark, really washed out. Emma looks great. I look dreadful. You can only see me teeth. When I take a photo using this phone, it's more true to life. It's what we look like. I'm AJ, and I've got a Google Pixel.
Slightly more batting depth for England because of Rayan Ahmed coming in for Mark Wood. England have their hands tied a little bit in that the two lads they had out there, both either bowling all-rounders or in Reece Topley's case a bowler who's carrying a niggle. Looks a good surface. It's coming on to the bat. England have made a decent start. It's a big swipe to leg from Milan. Good carry though, Michael Atherton.
There was. I was just looking at the speed gun because, as you say, it went through to the keeper head high. He had to catch this with his palms pointing upwards. It was only 138. It was not as though it's a rapid delivery. Tasking can get it upwards of between 140 and 145, but on the speed gun that was 138. So suggests that the pitch has got nice carry in it.
Up in the air, third man in play, takes the catch. Bangladesh have their first, Milan's gone.
Well, as with the previous ball, Milan was looking to swipe this over the leg side. Previous ball he attempted it. It passed the outside edge, went through to the keeper. This time he's looking to hoik this over mid-on or mid-wicket, and it takes a flying outside edge all the way down to third man. Safely taken. Milan goes, an early wicket for Taskin and Bangladesh. England 16 for 1. Well, we weren't sure where Butler will come in. My feeling is that he's decided to try and stiffen the middle order today, which is where England were weak in the first game, and that would be apparent with the man walking out at number 3 now, Moeen Ali. So Butler will slip down into that middle order, and a chance for Moeen here. He doesn't often get in so early in England's T20 side, but he's a very, very good striker of the ball, and a chance for him now to play a significant innings.
Absolutely. It's more a role that he's given with his franchise sides, whether it be here in England in the 100 or in the IPL. They like him at the top of the order in the top 3. So he knows this role, he likes it. It's the best place to bat. Good bowling from Taskin. He could have got carried away with the bounce and gone short. He didn't. He kept his length. And I said, keep an eye on the Bangladesh fielding. They'll want to take all their chances. 1 from 1 so far. edged and just overslip. May have got a fingertip to that.
Well, slip is quite wide. You wouldn't say he's at an orthodox first slip position. He's probably at a second slip, maybe 1.5, and it just flew past his right hand. Not a chance. Shanto was jumping high, and it still went over the top of his fingertips. Another indication of the very deep.
And the power play, so just 2 fielders allowed out, and you can see from the pace in the pitch and the pace in the bowler that it's third man and fine leg. May want to change it. Taskin. Very popular fast bowler out there. Good fielding, backward point, does well. Moeen has to hurry, Moeen does hurry. 3 overs done, 21 for 1.
Looked like there was just a bit of hesitation on the misfield between Salt and Moeen Ali, and it was Moeen who was left scrambling to make his ground at the non-striker's end. You can see what Alan Donnell was talking about with those grass cuttings there at the where the bowlers are landing and where the batsmen are taking their mark. They've almost scuffed away those grass cuttings on the surface. It's something that used to happen regularly at the Gabba, wasn't it, where they would roll in almost a topsoil full of grass cuttings, and occasionally it would just go through the surface when the new ball landed.
Always a green top at the Gabba. Yeah, Mark Wood will be thinking, I played on that low, slow thing the other day in Chattogram. This one's got a bit of pace and I'm carrying the drinks. Produces good cricket, though, pitches like this. Seamers like it, as we can see, and batters like it. It comes on to the bat. You can lean into your cover drives. This was the half chance with the run out. There was a bit of hesitation from Moeen Ali. Tight, but would have got home.
It's also the balance for subcontinental teams generally, how far to load conditions in your spinner's favour, because obviously that then will help you to win games at home, but you can't only win in spin-friendly conditions, and also you have to try and develop a group of fast bowlers to win all over the world, and in ICC events that are spread around in England, Australia and other places too. And of course that's been one of the things that India have done so well in the last